There better be some damn gameplay in this fucking video. Oh, look at this shit. This is that Metal Gear Rising Revengeance crap, whatever the hell they wanted to call this bullshit. Anyway, Pitfire commentary number 217. People are gonna notice that SugarSugar is back from the dead. No, he's not actually back from the dead and unbanned up in this motherfucker. What ended up happening, as you guys know, we're gonna talk about what happened to SugarSugar in the last video. What ended up happening was obviously he broke the rules in the last video. We're going to talk about the rules that he broke. But before he did that, and before I laid out the ban hammer on this motherfucker, he did submit another video, and this was the video that he submitted, and it was part of a challenge that I had, and what I asked for, if I'm not mistaken in this challenge, I wanted an epic boss fight, and I guess this is an epic boss fight. I didn't happen to play this game. This shit, it looked cool at the time. I will talk about it in a second. But anyway, I wanted an epic boss fight up in this motherfucker. And a lot of that came from that Batman game that someone sent me. You guys remember that shit? It was what was it? The Batman Origins or whatever, where you had Deathstroke up in this motherfucker. So when I saw that video, I was like, yeah, this is some cool shit. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to get an actual cool boss fight. So SugarSugar completed that challenge and he sent in this joint. Now I know about this game. I thought about buying it. It looked cool and all that other stuff, but for some reason I can't explain. It just didn't appeal to me. You know, it looked like hack and slash, and it looked like they certainly did a good job making this fucking game, man, but I couldn't get down with this. I was like, you know what, I can't be bothered, so I didn't bother getting this game, man. I do plan on getting the next Metal Gear game. Not that prologue bullshit. What is it? The Ground Zero, whatever the fuck this shit. I'll wait till the full game, the full Metal Gear 5, and see the damn, this is a strong motherfucker. The Senator. I think I know the plot about this game, but I haven't really paid attention up in this motherfucker, man. But anyway. You know, so I'll be getting the next Metal Gear, but this just didn't seem like it followed any kind of like the canon and all that bullshit. This guy just keep picking up cars or whatever the fuck it is and throwing that shit at you, man. He must have a lot of junk up in this motherfucker, man. No, but anyway, obviously SugarSugar is back, and what we're gonna talk about in what happened in his last damn video. Now, I've said this before, and I was briefly saying this in a couple of videos, and I said this in the comment section. But obviously, he sent in that video. People said it's the Stanley Parable. And a lot of people said, well, it's a good game and all this, and oh, there was gameplay. No. The reason why he's banned has nothing to do with how good the game is. The reason why he got banned is because what he sent me was horrible content. It wasn't even gameplay. Like, here is obviously gameplay. He's kicking someone's ass. He's kicking the boss's ass up in this motherfucker. That video, the Stanley Parable, had pretty much everything you could possibly do wrong with that game. For starters, he didn't have a title screen, so I had no fucking idea what the game is. And granted, I'm not going to know what every single game is, but if you want to throw somebody a brand new game that nobody's ever seen, at least give the title screen, right? He followed the time limit, so that was good, so he obviously did that part of the rule. But the problem was, the gameplay required me to listen to the narrator. Now, here's the thing. When I do hipfire commentaries, I can't hear the audio. Obviously, when I'm talking over a video, I rarely hear the audio. You know, I have it low in my headphones and shit like that, so I can at least hear some things that's going around in the background. You know, I hear the music in the back, I hear all the sound effects. But if you're requiring me to listen to a narrator the entire time, it's impossible. I can't listen to a narrator, so I do need subtitles if your game is based on an audio portion, because I just can't listen to it. The next part of the game was basically he did not die, you little shit. You have subtitles in this motherfucker, man. No, but obviously, the whole point of the gameplay was then to press a whole bunch of buttons or whatever the fuck it is. He pressed maybe 4 buttons that entire game. There was no gameplay. He walked around, he pressed, I think, a doorknob, he walked into a hallway, he got that whole, like, TV screen. There was nothing on there. There was no discernible gameplay. And I want to give you a couple of examples of what would get people banned so that you guys understand exactly how it works up in this motherfucker. Now, people say, oh, the Stanley Parable is a great game. You just have to, you know, pay attention to the game and shit like that. Now, nobody's going to argue that The Last of Us is a great game. I don't think anybody's going to sit here and say, oh, no, The Last of Us was all, whatever. Everybody knows the critical acclaim The Last of Us got, right? It got some great critical acclaim. If somebody were to send me a video of The Last of Us, I would be seemingly happy, because The Last of Us probably has some great gameplay when you actually play that motherfucker. However, if someone were to send me just 10 minutes of Joel and Ellie walking through the game, no gameplay, just them walking, just cutscenes, just showing their interactions or whatever the fuck it is, no subtitles, no gameplay, to me, that's not gameplay. That is not enough content to actually show that this is a video game. It's certainly a video game. There's no question The Last of Us is an incredible game, but if all you're showing is the basic interaction of two people that requires audio for me to listen to, that's not gameplay. It can happen in any single game. I mentioned it in Final Fantasy. Let's say Final Fantasy. Did you just break your damn sword? Oh, it's on a mouse. I saw that little mouse click. This is like a quick time events on PC and shit like that. No, but obviously, if someone were to send me Final Fantasy, and you send me a whole bunch of bullshit, did he like totally miss you right there? Damn. Okay, so yeah, this is a pretty badass boss fight up in this motherfucker. Bro, if somebody would have sent me Final Fantasy, and they would have basically sent me of 10 minutes of them walking across the land, not a single fight. If they would have sent me 10 minutes of them in a fucking in a town just talking to people, there's no gameplay. Just pressing a button on your mouse, on your controller, doesn't mean you're actually playing the game. It just means you're pressing a fucking button. So people were saying, oh, it's a point and click game. Every game is point and click. That's the reality. But there has to be something in the background that consists of natural gameplay. This in the background is some gameplay. He's fighting a boss, he's taking an ass kicking, he's handing out an ass kicking, but that Stanley Parable game had him literally pressing 4 fucking buttons. There was no discernible gameplay. Nothing. And if the gameplay involved listening to a narrator that I can't hear, then the point of the video was absolutely horrid. So when you guys send in videos, there has to be a point to the video. Now, if you guys remember, I want to say back, what is it, 2 or 3 years ago, it was back when Black Ops 1 was the active Call of Duty game. My buddy Ford, he was one of the first people that started sending in some strange shit. So what he wanted to do was he sent in a video, and you guys can go back and look at it. I think it's the longest hip-fire commentary video. It's like 17 minutes or some shit. He sent me 2 videos because he thought the first one was going to be too hard to do. So one was a gameplay video of some random shit, which was fine. But the other video that he sent in that I started doing the commentary on was him playing Black Ops 1 against bots. He gets a kill, he runs over to a corner, he sits down, and then he brings up his Xbox Live messaging screen, whatever the fuck that shit is called, and he just starts randomly writing a message to me, you know, just addressing me as the narrator, in the fucking video of his gameplay. To me, there was no gameplay. I turned that shit off. Now, he sent in the second video because he said, obviously, if this one's too hard, you don't have to die. I said die because I saw that shit on the screen. You ever do that? You ever say something and then you read something and then those are the next words that come out of your mouth? Anyway, man. So he sent me that video, and the whole point of that was that it was meant to be too hard for me to do commentary, but the fact was there was no gameplay. He shot a couple of bots, and then he ran to a corner for the next 8 to 10 minutes or 12 minutes. It was a long fucking video. He just wrote a basic message. And I was like, give me a break, man. You know what I'm talking about? There had to be something that actually showed that it was going to have gameplay up in this motherfucker, but he didn't. So then we had to start making rules about this crap. I had to start rolling out challenges as to what people could send me. And SugarSugar sent in that video because he has 100 posts over at Prestige Gamers. So that's one of those videos that there was no challenge. There was no limit on what he could send me. But what he did send me was fucking atrocious. You know, that's like a lot of people mention, or not mention, but I mentioned a game called Gone Home. It's a sort of a narrated story kind of game. The basic premise of the game is you have to figure out what happened to your family, and the reason why you go through, how you go through that. Are you gonna like jump under that shit or over that shit? I don't know how you avoid that crap. No, but the whole point of Gone Home as a game, I don't even want to call it a game, I call it a narrated story. You move around your house, you find clues, you find the diary of your sister, whatever the fuck it is, and there's no gameplay to it. There's nothing about it that looks like a video game. Basically, you just keep walking around a house trying to find what happened to your family, trying to find the background of why your sister isn't there, why your family isn't there, whatever the fuck it is. But there's nothing in there that signals a game. Nothing. Absolutely nothing about it. So when you send in a video that has no discernible gameplay, yeah, you are going to get banned. There's just no way around that shit. So then obviously, you know, so we have 4 people now on the ban list. We have Epic Pineapple, just because he's Epic Pineapple. Goob and A7, they didn't follow the time limits. But obviously, SugarSugar, he did his video. Goob has come back, he did a challenge. So it's not, I don't want to say it's like a full ban, never have a video, never be on my channel, or they're going to be unbanned or sometime like that. But when you don't follow rules, there are consequences. That's just the reality. If somebody has a rule, you have to follow those rules. So I'm one that believes in accountability. You need to be able to show accountability for your actions. So if you don't follow certain rules, if you decide to break certain rules, if you decide to try and be an asshole, yes, there is accountability for that bullshit, man. So anyway, that's a big reason why SugarSugar got banned up in this motherfucker, man. So now getting back into this shit, because I didn't really get to talk about this shit. This really was a damn good boss fight. So obviously, you know, it was Raiden taking on, I don't know, the senator or whatever the fuck. So maybe it's a corrupt U.S. senator. You know, like we don't have any of those in the U.S. No, but anyway, you know, I know that this was supposed to be a good game, and I don't know, it was the hack and slash version of Metal Gear. I was like, you know, I'd just rather wait for a regular Metal Gear game where I could just, you know, sneak around and shit like that and do whatever the fuck it is I do. But anyway, they see SugarSugar had to get his video under the 10-minute mark. So as always, rate, comment, subscribe, and all that good shit. SugarSugar at least made up with this video. Last video was fucking horrible. This one isn't going to bring him back. But at least he went out in style with a damn good boss fight.